Through My Window 3 has finally confirmed its release date on Netflix. Raquel and Ares' love story will come to an end next February 2024. During Netflix's Tudum event on June 17th, a teaser for the third movie was released where Julio Peña, Clara Gall, and the rest of the cast debated what the title should be, revealing it to be Through My Window, Looking at You. We've known since February 2022 that Through My Window was becoming a trilogy after the success of the first movie. Through My Window, Across the Sea arrived on June 23 this year, as we saw Raquel try to save her relationship with Wi-Fi stealer Ares Hidalgo, who was now studying abroad. And after the devastating events of Across the Sea, we can say that things aren't looking too good for the young couple, making the wait for the third Through My Window movie all the more agonizing. While we wait, here's everything you need to know about Through My Window 3, aka Through My Window, Looking at You. Through My Window 3 potential release date. When will Through My Window 3 be on Netflix? Through the Rain. It is the last book in the famous trilogy Hidalgo Brothers, written by the Venezuelan teacher and author Ariana Godoy, who has become one of the most important references in the field of books born on Wattpad. This material came to light with Through My Window, a title that already has its own film adaptation produced by Netflix, in addition to an independent sequence called Across the Sea. Despite not having the number of readings that the first volume of the trilogy has on Wattpad, we are talking about 375 million. Through the Rain, with 23.2 million, has become one of Godoy's books most loved by his followers. It seems a bit incongruous, right? But, according to users, this is because its protagonist is the least harmful of the Hidalgo brothers. How true is this perception? Synopsis of Through the Rain. Unlike his brothers Artemis and Ares, Apollo Hidalgo is described as a good-hearted young man who only has the best intentions with others. His sweet attitude might have made anyone think that he would have more successes than defeats in both love and social relationships. But this is not the case with the withdrawn and strange protagonist. On the other hand, like his brothers, the boy is marked by the trauma of a family full of secrets. Apollo is very excited about entering the psychology department, a career that, to say the least, should not be studied by a reckless and less assertive person. Even so, the young man feels ready to leave his family's torturous past behind. However, all your illusions come crashing down on a single rainy night, in which is robbed and beaten by a group. Minutes after the attack, Apollo is saved by a girl named Rain Adams. The search for Rain. Performer. He can't stop thinking about that girl who helped him. He does it incessantly. He looks for her to introduce himself to her, but he can't find her anywhere, even though the entire university seems to know her. He later runs into Gregory, his friend and roommate, who has a cheeky girlfriend named Kelly. She approaches Apollo with carnal advances, but he rejects her to avoid problems. In the midst of this, Rain comes to her mind several times, but he does not manifest himself in person. A little later, the protagonist meets Charlotte, or Char as she prefers to be called. Apollo has a sexual encounter with her, but, unintentionally, his mind wanders to Kelly's body, who danced in front of him the night before. Later, the young man discovers that Char has a boyfriend, but that he is in an open relationship. This doesn't sit well with him at all. Apparently, things are not going well for the youngest of the Hidalgos. As in most books, new adult and youth works written in Wattpad, Through the Rain, it is told from the perspective of several of its characters. In the case of Rain, this helps the reader to know the environment of Apollo's platonic love, his mother and his brother Vance, who is very close to becoming his psychopath. Vance has a relationship with one of his little sister's best friends, Zahn, a boy who lives in his shadow and has no personality of his own. At first, Apollo has difficulty getting close to Rain, as she is not very willing to add anyone to her official group of friends. her brother's constant emotional blackmail and manipulation prevent her from taking more certain steps towards strangers, and her fear that Vance will hurt the people she loves becomes increasingly palpable. Nevertheless, Apollo ends up finding the girl adorable. Why? He begins to establish a friendship with her. Through the Rain. It is a book about relationships, about underdeveloped and brief links, but links after all. For a change, Apollo's feelings, who turned out to be an even more mercurial protagonist than his older brothers, they opt for Zahn's company, a young man who is as troubled as Rain, and for the same reason, Vance. Through this character, Ariana Godoy tries to address issues such as abuse of power and abusive courtships. However, as almost always, the author falls short, and instead of extending the plot of abuse or manipulation by Vance towards the other members of the plot, she extends her work with unnecessary and highly explicit sexual scenes that, according to Wattpad and other platforms, it is recommended for readers aged 12 and older, which, in turn, is the novel's greatest inconsistency. Through the Rain. It is the last book in the famous trilogy Hidalgo Brothers, written by the Venezuelan teacher and author Ariana Godoy, who has become one of the most important references in the field of books born on Wattpad. This material came to light with Through My Window, a title that already has its own film adaptation produced by Netflix, in addition to an independent sequence called Across the Sea. Despite not having the number of readings that the first volume of the trilogy has on Wattpad, we are talking about 375 million. Through the Rain, with 23.2 million, has become one of Godoy's books most loved by his followers. It seems a bit incongruous, right? But, according to users, this is because its protagonist is the least harmful of the Hidalgo brothers. About the author, Ariana Godoy. Ariana Godoy was born in 1990 in the state of Giulia, Venezuela. She studied at the City University, where he graduated in education with a mention in languages, with specialization in English and French. During her university days, she enjoyed writing stories on Wattpad, where she became quite popular during 2009. However, her success within the Orange application, anticipations to come. Are you ready to see it? The video trailer is in Italian with subtitles in all languages. Remember to press the CC button at the top of the video and choose the subtitle language as well. Go! Good vision!
L'altro giorno qualcuno mi ha detto che si vede che ho dei problemi, che sono fragile, anche fisicamente. L'altro giorno le lacrime mi hanno appannato gli occhi, perché anche lui non ha capito nulla. Perché anche lui si fida troppo delle apparenze. Perché anche lui non capisce che sono proprio questi problemi che fanno di me quella che sono. Perché quando si attraversa la bufera, il rischio di essere sommersi non sparisce mai. Ma in fondo va bene così. Anche la paura fa parte del mio essere. Anche lei mi permette di capire tante cose. E poi...
Here we are. Of course we saw a short preview. You can see them whole in the YouTube channel of the voice actress and creator Giulia Segreti. She is a voice actress and actress. With her voice it brings strong emotions. She is Italian. In her videos you can also activate all the subtitles. Just go to the YouTube video options and then choose the language. We talked to Giulia. She uses her own voice in an innovative and particular way.
È vero, non hai avuto un buon esempio, ma hai imparato a mie spese che dagli errori si impara e si diventa persone migliori.
And she is popular on the web. She opens her self-titled YouTube channel and starts uploading audio readings of modern books in collaboration with male voice baron Mark Keel. She also does commissioned audio readings from many female writers. Giulia and Barone are also a couple in real life. They met on the web.
Senza di lui la maggior parte del lavoro non era possibile. Beh, ci siamo conosciuti attraverso la grande passione per il doppiaggio e per le letture.
Giulia was looking for a male voice for her projects, and then she learned that she was a neighbor. You have dubbed some important films and participated in various famous Italian TV programs. Giulia is also a Spotify artist. She realizes with her voice covers of her recited. She's a writer. She has acted in the theater in various shows and fairs. For some years she was also the speaker on the radio, and currently she is the voice of important radio commercials. Her voice is also on Audible. In fact, she also makes audiobooks. In short, she does many things in one day. She likes to tease with her voice and has managed to work with her voice. She loves animals, she loves being with her boyfriend. It's hard to sum up her life. I suggest you visit her YouTube channel. There you can hear and see her work, while her private life and her other passions can be seen on Instagram.
Io, insieme a voi, ho una lunga strada da percorrere. E mentre percorriamo insieme questa strada, altre persone si uniranno.